Praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakak, without double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the occupants out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. This is going to be a really quick video. This is actually a reaction video off of this guy that randomly popped up on my page. The one he's reacted to it. But the individual on the right, I don't remember his name, but he's been popping up on my page here and there. People doing reactions to him and stuff like that. And I've been seeing a lot of these pop up recently. There are quite a few big ones, should I say bigger ones, so to say, out there. But this one is like kind of like one of the main ones that I've been seeing. I guess the point is of this video, this is just the American way, man. You know, this is just the American way. See, they do this because they're allowed to, because they can. You know, you have a lot of people out there that's, you know, that like this person here that does reactions off of it, and they're American. Sure, not every American, but this is part of the American way. This is a part of the American diet. All right, it's because you can, because they do it because they can, because they're allowed to. All right. So what you see here is, and believe it or not, this isn't actually the most ridiculous thing that I've seen, especially with this person do. This is 2 whole bags of donuts, and not just regular milk, but as you can see, it's chocolate milk. So you have two whole bags of chocolate donuts, and with a bunch, with a bunch of chocolate milk in this real big container, even though he had to push down the donuts, right? So what he's doing is he's eating it like cereal, pretty much. It's a donut cereal, pretty much, right? And it's the American way. Like I said, it's literally just the American way, right? That's all I can tell you. This is the Western culture, because they're allowed to. You have a lot of people out there that say you need to stop. It's not good for you. But when you have social media feeding you, you have, you know, you're getting all this money from destroying yourself. Yeah, you're going to keep doing it. But this is the Western way. Over in other countries, number one, most of these other countries don't have it all that good, so they can't just gorge on a bunch of food like that. That's why you see in a lot of other countries, not everybody's extremely, not like, you know what I mean, like not everybody's extremely big. You know, I seen this one video, and I'm not a drinker, you know, but it just comes to show you that it's just the Western way. This person flew all the way across the country to, I think it was Vegas. I can't remember, but he flew all the way across the country to see how a certain beer was filled up in a cup. And then what he does on camera, he throws out the entire thing of beer. He just tosses the entire thing of beer. And you have people on the comment board, yeah, we appreciate you for not what they say, we appreciate you for not promoting alcohol consumption. Like I said, I'm not a drinker. But it's something about when you see something that's perfectly good go to waste like that. You know what I mean? It just comes to show you that we are in Americans are extremely spoiled, wasteful. Just throwing out a bunch of stuff and gorging on a bunch of this, man. This is just garbage. You know what you're looking at right there is a literal death, pretty much. You know. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. And we get called hate groups for speaking against stuff like this. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, if it prevents me from consuming this, being called a hate group prevents me from consuming something like that, then that's just what I'll be, man. You know what I mean? That's just what I'll be. You want to say, "Oh, you're the damn cult." Okay, well, whatever, man. As long as I'm not you, then I'm fine. All right. Anything but you. That's all I got to say. Anything but you, and I'm fine. Okay. Whatever. Right. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you with a sore destruction. Man, this here, 2 whole bags of those chocolate donuts and a bunch of chocolate milk is literal death. It's pollution. You have this thing called pilk that I recently just learned about. And apparently it's been a thing for decades. And I didn't know until like late last year, the 2025. It's Pepsi and it's milk. You combine them together, it's pilk. And everybody says it tastes like some type of ice cream smoothie or some type of cookies and cream or whatever it tastes like. I don't know, and Lord willing, I'll never know, because number one, I don't even drink Pepsi, and number two, I can barely drink milk because the stuff makes me sick. Even the lactate stuff kind of makes me sick. You know what I mean? So I could barely even do it. We're really supposed to be drinking goat's milk. You know what I mean? But again, anything milk related, I can't handle anyway like that. It makes me sick. Pepsi, like I said, I don't even touch. Right? So, Lord willing, by the Lord's will, I never find out what the hell that tastes like. Because even when I was drinking Pepsi, I didn't never do nothing like that. That just looks ridiculous. Pilk, man, that's the Western way, man, and everybody wonders why they so sick. Even if you ain't extremely big, you're still sick. I see the smallest people eat the most messed up thing and wonder why they stay sick. You know? Let's get another one. And you look at this. I just saw a condom popped up. Oh, that's why. Conform. That's probably why that's probably why a condom popped up. Anyway, here we go. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. So we're going to do real quick, as we probably already know, but just for a little bit of edification, we'll get that word conform real quick. All right, conform oneself to another's pattern. Pretty much, that's why I said being transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when you're conformed to somebody or to something, you're as one. You're combining and you're matching their pattern. You're pretty much agreeing with their ways. All right. So this also kills that that whole saying, like when somebody, especially like when Jake say, well, if they want to be a homo, ain't got nothing to do with me. They do what they do, but now ain't got nothing to do with me. You're still pretty much agreeing with their ways because you're saying that they can do whatever it is you want to do. We're saying that, no, that's absolutely not the case because we have to see that. We have to still be around that. That does have something to do with me if I'm seeing that crap. If I have like a little son or a little daughter and they see that and they got to ask me, what is that? What is that? Is they a male or female? What am I supposed to say? So you're still going on about that pattern. You're still agreeing with that pattern, which means if you're one of those people that say, it ain't got nothing to do with me, but they do what they do, you're still conform to their way. Because in the kingdom, it ain't gonna be like that. See, that's the problem. Everybody's doing what they want to do, especially the women. Everybody's doing what they want to do. There's too many options out here, and that's the exact problem. So you're still being conformed to their way, even though you yourself may not be a homo. You may not be, but you might as well be. Right? Why? Because you are still agreeing with that way. You suppose anybody in their right mind would say, no, all this stuff gotta go. Because this is polluted. All this stuff is polluted. Just like, if you are like if you want the herbs or whatever, we ain't out here, we not out here saying, well, if people want to take what they want to take, then that's their choice. Then that's what they gotta do. No, which we may say that in a different sense. Like after we warn you and we say, that's not good. If you don't want to listen, all right, man, you know what? You gonna be destroyed then. That's what we'll say. We ain't out there saying no crap like, hey man, I'll take the herbs, but if you want to go ahead and go ahead and get a vaccine, you go ahead and do that. No, we don't do that. Cause that means we'd be conform to that way. We would, you know what I mean? Because we still are in that poison with that. We have to be around that stuff. Just like all the GMO foods or whatever. Right? We still have to be around that stuff. This stuff is being promoted. See, we want to be in a place where none of that stuff is promoted. And that's what's coming. So I just wanted to bring that point out, right? About that whole, they all they do what they do, I do what I do. Nah, I ain't gonna be none of that in the kingdom. Now everybody's gonna follow one accord, man. Right? So we are through the spirit of Yahawah BAHASHAM telling the people, Jake, get out of this Western culture, man. The adultery, the diet, the medicines, get out of this Western culture crap, man. To the very best you can. Because everything about it is polluted. You know what I mean? Everything about it is polluted. You can't get in a relationship. I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. If you can't get real food, in a society that sells nothing but GMO foods, I have no clue what people think is going to happen with relationships. You can't even get real food here. Everything has some type of chemical in it that you can't even pronounce. Every time you turn around, this thing is messed up. The mouthwash messed up. The toothpaste is messed up. The water is even messed up. You got to boil water now. The water's even messed up, man. And then they charge you an arm and a leg to get a thing of smart water or purified water where there's only baking soda. More than likely boiled water and baking soda. What the hell do you think is going to happen with relationships if you can't even get real food here? You know what I mean? The air is messed up. Everything's messed up, man. Come out of that out of the Western way, man, and partially out of the Eastern way. But the Eastern way seems to be better. We coming back to ourselves, man. And really, the real Eastern way is Israelites, right? Is really Israelites, because those heathens that they're doing what they're doing, they got the rice, they got the beans, they got this, they got that. Man, Israel taught them everything, man. Israelites, we taught everybody everything. It just doesn't seem like it that way because, we're falling now. We just seem like just dumb niggas that don't contribute to nothing. And most niggas don't at this point. But we understand that that's a punishment. We understand that that's a curse. We understand where this comes from. It's because we conformed to the heathen. And now the Lord has put us in captivity. So yeah, we are really the most messed up people, but we are the chosen. And that comes to show you who the chosen is, who the chosen are. All right. So that's all I got on this, man. Don't be conformed to this world, man. Because this thing, you're going to be doing stuff like this. And there is no gray area of wickedness, man. Whatever it is, like doing stuff like this is pretty much just as bad as adultery. Sin is sin, man. There is no gray area to that. Sin is sin. Now you have some sins that are worthy of death. This isn't, but but at this point it might as well, because it's so out of control. You can repent from stuff like this, but it's so wildly out of control that all the sin is going to be destroyed, and the sinner is going to be destroyed with it. And the scriptures say that for all you people that say, "Well, the Lord is mad at the sin, but not the sinner." It can't be a sin. It can't be considered a sin if the sinner didn't commit the sin, or else it wouldn't. Or else it wouldn't be anything. Sin is an action. So he's just going to destroy the action, which part of destroying the action is destroying the people. That is leading the sin. Esau Edom. Esau Edom is a sin himself. Anyway, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, without shalom.